Hey guys, today I'm filming the finale for my summer project pan. I am so excited because I hit my goal on almost everything. I know this update is going up a little bit late, but the only things that I would have been able to make extra progress on would be the lip products, and I actually finished them a little while ago. So I'm so happy. Like, I'm so proud of all the makeup I've been able to use up this year, even when I'm only wearing makeup for half the month. So once life gets back to normal, I start working in the office again, I can't wait to see how much makeup I use up. So let's just jump in and talk about the things that I used up since my last update. I will have my playlist linked up in the card so you guys can see where we started to where we are now. And the first product would be the MAC Fix Plus Coconut. This is the little mini, it's a 1 ounce size. I was using this as a primer spray. And here we have intro, first update, second update, and now it is all done. There is a little bit in there and I have moved this every which way to get it to spray out. I've also tried to take off the top and, you know, to pour it into another container. I wasn't able to do so, so I am fine calling this completely used up. I love Fix Plus, but only the original, so I would not repurchase these little minis or like the scent. I wouldn't repurchase the scented version is what I mean. And then I used up the Touch and Soul No Poreblem primer, which feels amazing. This was the oldest primer in my collection. At my last update, I had scraped out everything I could from here. Like, if you look at it from this side, it looks like there's a lot of product, but from this side, you can see it is cleared out. And anyway, I had scraped out all the rest of it into this little sample jar, which is all done, all clean. So it feels fantastic to have used this up. I would not repurchase it. I think it's really good, but I have so many primers to work through. I won't be repurchasing a primer anytime soon, but I do really like this. It feels nice and smooth, but not too greasy or slippery. I think this would work well with a lot of skin types, but it really just helps your skin feel smooth. It doesn't do anything extra. As much as it's called, you know, a Poreblem or a pore covering primer, I don't think it does that. Next, I have my Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. This is the travel size, and it might not look done to you because it totally coats the sides. I tried to take the stopper out of the Laura Mercier powders and it's near impossible. I totally jacked myself up. So I just banged the crap out of this until I couldn't any longer. Hopefully you can really see through it. But this is something that we've been weighing. So let's see what it weighs all used up. So at the intro, it weighed 1.393 ounces. First update was 1.325. Second update was 1.141, and for the finale empty, it is 1.09 ounces, which is great. So it says that this has 0.33 ounces of product in it, so it is, you know, hefty packaging and whatnot. It's hard for me to weigh things to really understand the progress. This is something new that I've been doing, but it's the only way I'm able to measure this. So this is a powder that I absolutely love. I would repurchase this in the future. It is very expensive though. And for translucent powder, I love my Derma Blend so much. And that one is nice and brightening. So if you have a tan complexion, it might give a bit of a white cast, although they do have multiple shades now. And this one tends to actually darken my concealer. It can make my under eyes look a little too dry, but I really do love this powder. I'd be happy to get it again in the future. Next, you guys, you may not believe this. I barely believe it myself. Bit of the Hoola is finally done. I've been panning this for so long. I actually had this particular Hoola since 2014 or 2015. I don't feel bad about it, okay? It is what it is. I'm so happy I used it up. So here's what the empty pan looks like. Ah, this is so exciting. But last month I had crushed up the remainder of the product into this powder container, and I always hang on to a couple different, it's so funny, there are some containers I have had for years because they just work so perfectly for things, and this is one of them. And it took me a long time to use this up. I did use this to bronze and contour, and I would pick up the product from the container, I would tap the excess in here, then I would take my brush into the lid and swirl it around just to help it not look catchy, and it worked really nicely. I felt like the bronzer actually was even more pigmented when I crushed it up, which I guess should make sense, but I'm so happy to have this used up. I still love Hoola. I have it in a palette. I have a single of it, but I'm so happy that this year I will hopefully, if I finish the one that I'm going to put in my fall project, that I'll finally be able to use up all the bronzers that I've been panning the past 2 years. And then next year, I'm not going to pan any bronzer. If I happen to hit pan on a bronzer, that's great, but I'm just going to play around and use the ones that I have because I have a lot of bronzers and I really want to be able to love and enjoy them. So it just feels so good to finally have that used up. I do still love it though. It's a great shade for me. I love using that as my winter bronzer because it's a nice neutral tone on me. For some people that have a tan complexion that wear Hoola Original, it can look a little bit like more cool tone, but I absolutely love the formula. It's so crazy because it's such a thin looking pan, but it's very dense, pigmented. It's really good. I love it. Next, I used up my Bobbi Brown Longwear Cream Shadow Stick in the shade Golden Pink, and I will put up my picture from last month. You can see I had a tiny little nub, and what I told you guys I was going to do is the nub fell out. So I put it in one of my Clinique sample jars, crushed it up, and applied it with a brush and used it pretty quickly that way. I have a backup of this, which is why I wanted to use it. If you guys ever see the Bobbi Brown or the Laura Mercier Caviar Sticks as 100 Point Perks, I highly recommend you pick them up because these have half the amount of product as a full size. So these minis value at like around $15, which is fantastic and a really good value, especially compared to other 100 Point Perks. So definitely recommend you guys pick them up. I love them. Great formula. I prefer the Laura Mercier over the Bobbi Brown for their shade range, but the formula I find to be basically exactly the same. So very happy to have this used up. I'm glad that I have another because I really do love that shade. And then I can't believe it. I was for sure this was going to roll over into my fall project, but it's done. This is my Maybelline Lasting Drama Liner in Striking Copper. Again, I will have last month's progress on the screen. I'm not able to sharpen it any longer, and really the last time I sharpened it, this is very jagged and it was like scratching my skin. So it is totally toast, and I do have a backup of this which I've already started using, but I think the pencil is like dried out inside the packaging, which is very irritating. But I love this liner. It's a really good formula. I'm so sad it's not around anymore, and it's such a beautiful color, like the best copper liner ever. I love wearing coppers, and this is so good summer fall with warm tone looks. So very happy I have a backup, and hopefully, like, it was still creamy when I was using it, but it was just like, I don't know, it looks kind of funny in the packaging. So that's that on that. And then I was working on 2 lip products I was so nervous about finishing them both by the finale, so I decided to focus on the NARS lip product first. This is the Afterglow Lip Balm in Laguna. This was from the birthday gift. Again, I will show you a picture of where I was at last time. So there is still product in there, but it is flush with the packaging, and I'm not going to scoop down in there. I'm so glad that I got this because I was tempted to buy with my points from Ulta the Orgasm shade, but no, this is not hydrating at all. It gives a little bit of color. I didn't like this color on me. I don't really wear brown lip products, but yeah, it's not hydrating. So what's the point? So super happy I used it up, and that I would not buy the full size. I would not recommend that at all. Again, if you're getting the Sephora birthday gift, then definitely try it, and maybe you guys like it, but it's a no for me, dog. And surprisingly, I did also use up the Sephora Melting Lip Click in Caramel. I definitely did not think that I was going to, and this is something where you click it up, but it's not like a twist up, twist down, so I had no idea where I was, but you might be able to hear, this is not the typical clicking sound. It is toast, baby. So I'm super excited about that. This is a really pretty color. It's like a pretty like caramel nude color. It's a very thin formula, but it's very slick. It's not hydrated. It can be a little bit drying. It disappears in just a couple of minutes. These are on clearance at Sephora. I wouldn't get them. I got this because I think Dana Ann had recommended this, and a lot of people were saying this was a good dupe to the Marc Jacobs lip product, but happy that it's gone. Would not repurchase, didn't do much for me at all. Okay, so for the lip crin at my intro, it was weighing at 0.442 ounces. First update was 0.432. Second update was 414, and the finale empty, it's weighing at 0.387, and it says that this product weighs 0.052 ounces, so that feels pretty accurate. So I used up so many things this last month. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things. That's insane. I feel so good about that. So we just have 3 products that I did not hit my goal on, which is okay. As you guys know, I always add in more than 10 products into this project with the hopes of finishing at least 10 of them, or hitting my goal on at least 10. Sorry, I keep touching my hair. I just feel like it looks funny. I just got out of the shower not that long ago. So this is something that I knew was going to be in my summer and my fall project. I just wanted to use it in summer to get a head start on it, to make sure it was done by the end of the year. This is in my year-long project pan as well, which I will be updating very soon. This is the MAC Fix Plus Matte, and this line is from the beginning of this project. So intro, first update, second update, finale. So not too much left. Probably if I keep at this pace, about a month and a half of usage left, which is great because that means I'll be able to roll in another setting spray into my fall project. So possibly could finish 2, which would be incredible, but so happy about that. I do like this product. It has powder in it, so you have to really shake it up, and it does sometimes leave little white specks on my face, which I will like try to blend out with a brush, and it doesn't disturb my makeup too much. But yeah, of course that's a little bit annoying, but that's what makes this kind of a matte setting spray. And my next product is something that I actually removed last month, and I haven't used it at all since then. This is my Hourglass Ambient Edit Unlocked palette. I was using Soft Light to brighten, and the shade Filter Light as like a bronzer buffer shade. And I really love the brushes that I used with these, and that's how I'm going to continue using this product. So I was using the Real Techniques buffing brush with the bronzer shade to, again, buff bronzer, make it not too intense, because I was pairing this with other bronzers. And then I was using, I don't know the name of it, it's like an angled chisel brush that I was using with the lighter powder shade to kind of go down the center of my face, under my eyes, and really like pack on powder. Works really well. This is something that I might roll into my fall project. Part of me is like, just like set it to the side till next year, because I do have a couple other powders I want to work on. So we'll see what ends up happening, but I'm fine with the progress that I made on it. And more than anything, I'm just happy I found brushes that I really like with those products. And then the last thing we have still hanging around, not surprised, I've been working on this for 2 years as well, and that would be my Anastasia eyeshadow in Birkin. I will put up where it was at last month. I definitely have used a good chunk of it. There's only a little bit left, so this will definitely be finished in my fall project pan, and I'll be super happy to have an eyeshadow finished by the end of the year that's not like a primer setting shade. That would feel so good. And then quickly, I want to show you the other 4 products that I used up earlier in this project to let you know if I would repurchase them or not. First is the Murad Oil and Pore Control Mattifier. I was using this as a primer. I think some people also use this as a moisturizer. I'm not quite sure how it's supposed to be used, but I do have a travel size of this. It's actually pretty big, so I'll be happy to start using that. I do like this. It works well with most moisturizer products. It doesn't ball up too much, so I do enjoy that product, and I'm happy to have that size because I don't need that really big size. It would honestly probably go bad before I got to use it all, so I'm happy with the size that I have. Then I used up the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation, number 10, Light Beige. This is a really good foundation. It's a thin consistency, but it does give full coverage, has a satin finish. This is supposed to be a dupe for the matte version of the Fenty foundation. And I was just on Ulta this morning, and I realized that Catrice only has the darker shades still available. So I wonder if Catrice in general is leaving Ulta. Let me know if you have any guidance on that, or any insight I should say, and if you know where else I can get Catrice. I was wanting to repurchase this foundation, but not anytime soon. I have a lot to work through. So if it's not available, then you know, that that works out okay for me, but I really do recommend that foundation for probably like normal to oily skin. Really nice full coverage without feeling heavy or looking super cakey. Then I was so excited because I used up another bronzer product, but it's a cheek liquid, a liquid cheek. I'm having a hard time right now. This is a Benefit due to Hoola liquid bronzer, just a deluxe size sample. I really like the formula of this. It was very creamy. It's super easy to blend out on the skin with a sponge. I was applying this under and over my foundation, and I really like the consistency of this. However, the color is way too orange. It's actually way warmer than the powder bronzer is. I would love for them, this is discontinued, I would love for them to re-release it in all 4 shades that perfectly match their powder, or as perfect as possible. I think that would be fantastic because liquid and creams are coming back, and Benefit just like is not with the times for the most part, so they should definitely bring these back out. It's a really nice formula. And then I had also used up this Rare Beauty liquid lip balm in Nearly Neutral. It's a really beautiful shade, and I thought I was going to use this up in a flash, but it actually took me a while to get through. I don't love this. It's a really weird consistency on my lips. The color is pretty, but no, I've tried a lot of similar lip products to that, and my favorite is the Rowan liquid lip balm. That is the formula that I'm wanting. If the Rare Beauty was in that formula, I would definitely be interested in more of the shades, but it's just not. I know a lot of people love these, but something about the formula just feels off on my lips. Whoa, this was all over the place. I touched my hair way too much. Sorry about it, but I am feeling very proud and motivated that I was able to use up so many things. I'm very excited for my next video, which will be my Fall Project 10 pan intro. I have so many things in there, more than 10 of course, and I'm excited to start working on some new products and make some progress on them. I would love to hear your thoughts on these products in the comments down below. I would also love to hear what other project pans you are doing right now. I am just doing this one, my year-long project pan, and my sample project pan. That's all I'm doing for this year. I think next year I might want to add in 1 or 2 more to do something more fun, but we'll see. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.